Hello, and welcome to the Gateway Product Overview video. Within this video, we're going to be going through the product section, the product group section, and how to add a product group. As you can see, we have the products page in front of us, and this is a catalog listing of all the items that you've entered into Gateway. These products are easily identifiable because we have an image in front, we have the name of the product, and we have their SKU. They're also listed in the order by date at which they were last updated in the system. You can also see the status of that product, the merchant available quantity, the Groupon available quantity, the sold quantity, the MSRP, the unit price, and the freight cost. You may also notice that there is a link on the right hand side. If you were to click on this link, it will take you directly to the live Groupon site where your product is being shown. Within the status section, you'll see that some may be approved or rejected. If you were to hover over the rejected status, this will show you the reason that your product has been rejected by the system. If you wanted to search for a specific product, you can use the search bar to filter your results and identify specific products. For example, in the search bar, we have all the different search options available to you, allowing you to search in various different ways. If I were to type in Oxfords as a type of shoe, and then choose the category Footwear Men Oxfords, this brings back all of the results for that category. In this case, there are quite a few on this page. If I wanted to find more details about this specific product, all I would need to do is click on the name. And this brings us into the product's product details. If I were to scroll up, we'd see even more information about this product. So let's take a look. As you can see, we're actually within the Update Product Group page for this product group, which means I should really show you the product group page first. So let's click into that on the left-hand side. The difference between a product and a product group is actually quite simple. A product is just a single option in a deal, whereas a product group is the deal itself. In other words, if you're selling only white shirts in medium size, that would be considered a product. But if you were selling that same shirt in different sizes and different colors for the customer to choose from, then that would be a product group. And the product groups page show all of these different product groups. It will show their name, it will show their category, it will also show when their next feature is, as well as the state and how many have been approved. In this case, on this line, that there is one product within that product group, and that product has been approved. Again, we can see a link on the right hand side, which will take us to that product group within the Groupon site. Now we need to remember that your product group page will look slightly different to this, because it will show all of the product groups that you've entered into the system. If you were to hover over the cog on the right hand side, this will show where you can propose a contract, you can view your contracts, view your features, even create a ticket if something needs to be discussed with your buyer. Now let's take a look at adding a product group. Firstly, you need to click Add Product Group on the left hand side, and this will bring you into the Add Product Group page. First thing you'll need to do is choose the category for which your product is part of. In this case, I'm going to add a rocking chair into the system. And I'll choose the category Home, Furniture and Mattresses, Living Room Furniture, Rocking Chairs. And this is now where I'd add in all of the key information associated with my product. First thing I need to do is add in the manufacturer. For the manufacturer, I'm going to put in Wickham Chairboys. And for the brand, I'm going to choose Birch Company. For the name of the product, I'm going to choose Wicker Rocking Chair. Now the manufacturer and the brand may sometimes be the same, it may sometimes be different. The manufacturer, for example, could be Volkswagen, but the brand would be Skoda. Both owned by the same company, but the brand is different. Now we need to add in the description. After you've added the description, scroll down. At this point, you want to put in the bullet points for the product. These will be clear identifiers and added descriptors of your product. In this case, we can say it's 100% willow wood, reclaimed wood, and handmade. You'd only need to add the warranty information if your product actually has a specific warranty. This is usually only for electronics products. If we scroll down, we now need to add a bit more information about the products. So let's go with size. Now we're going to put in the color. As it's a wicker chair made out of willow, we'll put in beige. Please be aware that this is very important. It does actually determine the drop-downs that may appear on your deal when it goes live. You should also be aware that this is not editable by you or our internal teams after you propose your contract. You can now see that a product line item has actually been displayed at the bottom. This is where you need to add in your SKU, your model number, if it has one, and your product ID. You also need to add in here the merchant available quantity. In this case, I'm going to put in 100. And now you want to put in your unit price as well. Let's make that another 100, shall we? So that's all the information for one line item. However, we can actually create more products within this product group by creating other line items based on additional attributes. In this case, if I change the color or add additional colors, we can see a second product line item has been created. So we'll add in a SKU for that, and now a different product ID. We also want to add in additional information for the merchant available quantity, as well as the unit price again. Now on the right hand side you'll notice an exclamation mark. If I were to click edit on one of these line items, I'd be able to add additional information for that one product. However, if I take the box on the left here, I'll then be able to edit all of the line items that I've selected on the left. If I click Edit Selected, it allows me to bulk product edit both line items. The same page would come up if it was just for one line item, except this wouldn't be done in bulk. So now we want to add in the shipping cost, and now the reference price. If I scroll down now, we can add in additional attributes. But I'm only going to fill in the mandatory fields in this case. So for example, is assembly required for this chair? No. Fabric and material? We're going to choose wood. And the weight capacity, we'll put in 100 kilos. If I scroll down now, we can add a little bit more information about the logistics. We can identify whether it's a hazardous material or not, which is good to know, and also whether it's LTL. This is whether it's bulky product. So let's put in the country of origin. In this case, I'll put in United Kingdom. Dimension units will be centimeters, and the weight unit will be in kilograms. So let's put in the product measurements. We can also put in the package measurements as well. Once this information has been put into place, we can click OK. Now you can see on the page on the right hand side there's now a tick next to the product line item. The next thing you need to do is click on the Images button at the top of the page. Okay, so this brings you into the image section. When you're adding the images, you have to remember there are two types of images that can be added. Firstly, there's the product group image. This is the image that best describes the product group as a whole. So if you're selling t-shirts in multiple colors, for example, then this would have to be an image of all the different t-shirts in all the different colors. Then there are the actual product images. This is a specific image for each specific product within that product group. So for example, it could be a black t-shirt or a white t-shirt and so on and so forth. Once you've added these images, just click Save to update the product group. So let's go back into the basic information page. You can see the product images that you've put in have now been put against each of the line items. And what we need to do now is click the Save button to actually save this product so that it can be seen within the product groups page. You can now see your product on this page with your image, name, category, as well as when the next feature may be, the state, whether it's been approved or not, and so on. You're now able to do this for the rest of your products. Thank you.